everyone. Uh, Thank you for joining Hong Kong Techathon this year. So today I would like to introduce our judges to you. So we have Dr. Lai from CityU and Dr. Zhang from CityU to be our judges today. And also we have Anfield and Hamlet from Science Park to be our judges. So let's start now. So the first team to present is Musa. Please accept. It's your time now. So the time presentation is 5 minutes and the other follow up with 5-minute Q&A. You may start now.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this team
Okay.
one?
Yeah. Give me just a moment.
Yes.
Yep. So, yeah. Sharing my screen.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
you can see my screen, right?
So you can start it right away. We are.
Yeah. So, okay. So, 1 second.
So you got 4.5 minutes. So are you going to start now?
Yeah, I'm starting now. So we are Team Lomoza, and what we are going to introduce you is that we are going to introduce you a more efficient method for more frequent and more smarter road surveying than conventional methods. So our team is actually composed of 4 people, and we are somehow related to those fields. So let's say that I'm Azad, and I'm studying in transportation systems engineering, EF4, and then we also have civil engineering student. We also have electronic and information engineering student. And apart from that, we also have a PhD student in our team. He's doing his PhD in transportation in the Department of Civil Engineering of PolyU. So we are all from PolyU. And right now, I want to introduce you a problem with current pavement diagnostic methods. So the initial way to inspect pavement conditions was to use human visual pavement condition assessment. But however, this method was considered to be labor intensive, expensive, and time consuming. Because when you have a person who is inspecting, yes.
Yes. No. Please keep going. Please.
Yeah, when you have a person who is inspecting a road, it takes a lot of time because he needs to walk and he needs to do it visually, and then he also needs to take some notes. And apart from that, we have some more advanced methods, like this vehicle on the right side. And this vehicle is actually quite a good solution, but it has high investment cost. It doesn't have accessibility to all the places, and it's quite time consuming again to do this. And you cannot get a more general picture of the road when you are using this vehicle. And surveys are usually conducted at most once per year. Usually, sometimes it's once per 2 years. So, and these vehicles are unable to meet the demand for the road market. So, our alternative that we want to propose to you is less costly and more effective. And yeah, so what we want to do is that we want to propose a unmanned aerial vehicle, or in other words, it's drones. So what are they doing? We want to facilitate pavement condition data collection by means of drones with high resolution camera and sensors. So drones for our minimum value product going to be the drones for autonomous data collection acquisition on pavement condition with subsequent data processing for smarter decision making and big data formation. So the major process looks like this. So we have a data acquisition initially when we're using drones, and then we have data processing and analysis, so to make these drones more human friendly, and then we want to sell this data, and we have data monetization. So for solutions, yeah, so here we have a bit more deeper description of it. So for data acquisition, we'll use drones with high resolution with cameras that can capture high resolution frames, and we can also include different sensors, but those guys can contribute to a higher weight. So, and for data processing, we have like 4 major steps, and all the steps will go to creation, will end up in creation of big data. And we we do want to use the techniques of computer vision and machine learning in this step. So, and then we can sell this data to government for making more smart decisions. Let's say at what time it's better to do the road maintenance and so on. So let us compare our method with existing methods. So we can see that it's less costly, the time consumption is less, the human resources is less, and it can access to more hard to reach places. And it has also a perspective of big data in the future. So this big data can actually also be used to improve our product. So let us look at the market. So for the market,
Q&A section.
yes.
So may our judges, if there's any questions for Asmo, sir?
Yes, this is Kevin asking questions. You're using drone, which this is great, but this is tools. You also mentioned about the key task is machine learning plus computer visions, but I don't see the competitive edge of your methodology or algorithm, whatever you have developed. Can you elaborate a bit?
So you want us to understand to explain why we want to use drones instead of other methods, right?
I don't see your contribution here.
Okay, so
everyone can say something like this. So
yeah,
you need to be aware of the time. Only 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah, so probably I can go back and show you something like so. As I said before, the human visual pattern recognition assessment.
Can you answer within 45 seconds or so, because we got other judges here. Thank you.
Yeah. So as I said before, human visual assessment is not that is much more labor intensive and expensive. But when we have a vehicle, the vehicle does not have perspective of creating big data in the future. So this big data is actually can be used to be in machine learning. So in this machine learning can help us to make smart decisions. What do we mean by smarter decision? Is that road maintenance should not be conducted at the time when some crack appears. You need to wait for a while, because if you fix it initially, let's say at some moments when you fix it initially, it may be more costly than if you fix it later, but it will not affect the traffic. So this is what we want. And then apart from that, drones are much cheaper for road data collection.
Okay.
Payment data collection.
Okay, now hi here. This is another just Take 9. Okay, now here I would like to ask about because your invention is mainly focused on the drone surveying. So do you have any idea about the specification of the drone and the camera's requirement, such that you can observe or detect the road conditions? For example, how high the drone should be flying, or what the cameras were such that you can detect this kind of service conditions.
So actually, there have been few studies conducted about this, because we are not just proposing this from nowhere. We have seen few studies in the scientific community, and they've been proposing this kind of method for a long time. And what they're saying is that the height should be less. Usually, the height less than 25 meters is good, and then if if you keep decreasing it lower to 20, from 25 to 20 or to 15 meters, it will not change a lot. So the most appropriate height will be 25 meters, and it's still safe. But the major problem with these drones, why they're still not implemented at the moment, actually, is safety, and then legalization of using drones in majority of the places in the world. But however, if we can check, let's say in America, the process is actually done in state by state. So some states have already some rules which make it possible to implement it there. If I don't mistake, in California, or yeah, I forgot the states, but there are some states that have allow using drones in outside.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I leave the time.
Hello, this is Andrew. I would like to ask you one question. One question for you. You mentioned about the advantage of using the drones for this purpose. Could you share a bit more about what is the disadvantage of using a drone for this purpose then?
Yes, so as I said before, the major disadvantage is safety. So like the safety should be provided for people. And this is the major problem why, a lot of drone startups projects have not yet been implemented because, some government laws, they do not let them to do so. And, as I said, it's all coming to that drones will be accepted in the future, but it takes a lot of time for government to create some laws. And then it also it's also important for a company which is doing this project to ensure that the drones are safe. So this is going to be one of our major focuses to ensure that the drones are going to be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you. So please stop your screen sharing. So the next team to present is the team Chronicle S. So please start the screen share for the second team.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, the time for 5 minutes. We will start now.
Sorry, yeah, something cool.
We can see the screen now. You can start right away.
Oh.
I think you can end the
Sorry.
slideshow. Yes, that would be fine. So you have 4 minutes now.
You have 4 minutes remaining. Please catch up.
Okay, I will start now. Sorry. Sometimes when we are out, we want somewhere nearby to work, to wait for a friend, or just to kill time. It can be as short as half an hour, or maybe 2 to 3 hours of peace. In a smart city, can we make use of public spaces to create productivity and environment? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are Team Chronicles, and we are here to present to you Capsule. The smart spaces just 2 steps away. According to the survey, 66% of people prefers working outside of home. Homes could have been the most private space for work, but it's not always the place you want to stay. Sometimes you wake up fresh and you are ready to unleash your ideas, but then your house becomes so noisy that you can't concentrate. It is very frustrating, and sometimes it's just you. There is a bed that you can't resist, and you miss your Zoom calls just because you are having your sweetest dreams. At times, you are too early for an appointment, and you struggle to find a place to wait. You want to find somewhere quiet to stay for a short time. And lastly, with the outbreak of COVID-19, most offices are shut down due to hygienic factors. But then some of us just don't have the condition to allow us to work from home. We thought coffee shop would be a good option, but then too many people go there for relaxation, and it's very crowded. Plus, it has a very short dining time limit. How about co-working spaces? They are usually only located in town centers, and but resulting in very long commuting time. And of course, free place to work will be the library. If you don't mind sharing a room with other people, and that you have to mute yourself when you have to talk. We are a group of computer engineers with experience in computer hardware, software development, and graphic design. And some of us are also engaged in business development and market planning. We want to provide private spaces to who need it. And our solution, we are going to fill unused space. We are going to fill unused space in the city, including but not limited to these spots. Here, we will create self-operating smart amenities and electricity for users to work and to relax. The capsule will be serving 1 to 2 persons at a time. And with flexible pricing, users can decide how long they want to stay. And to manage the quality of users, registration will be mandatory. Through the mobile app, we can allow the users to customize the service, for example, by adjusting the chairs and the tables in the capsules.
So you have 40 seconds left.
Allow us to introduce our product. It will be very simple to book a space. First, you can just browse all the capsule listed on the map. And next, you can click on the icon to fill the details of the capsule you want to book. And when it is time, just unlock the capsule by using the app to scan the QR code. And that's it. You can go in the capsule and enjoy several hours of undisturbed and quiet working time. And so how will we make money? We will charge the users per half hour to encourage both short and long usage. For users who want to focus on working and with a budget, we are going to.
So we will start the 5-minute Q&A section. So may I invite our judges, please?
Start one. So hello, my name is Hendrik from Hong Kong Science Park. So one question for me, are you saying that you are going to sell the public spaces to the users? So how are you going to do that? The public spaces are free.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is it better now?
Yeah,
hello?
sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so my question is, are you going to sell the public spaces to the users? But how are you going to do that? Because the public spaces are free of charge.
So our model will be similar to that of you can visualize it similar to automatic drink dispenser. So we are going to build a cooperation relationship with some major estate owner, for example, like Sun Hong Kee, and also the government. So we are going to place some capsules at the properties. For example, public facilities like sports centers or housing estates. And after we have placed an array of capsules in different locations in the district, we will then list them on a map and allow the users to book them for quality working time.
Okay, thank you. I leave some time to the other judges.
Here. I would like to see your technology. Is there any particular key elements that you have developed? Because I don't catch it from your talk.
Actually, we have studied several other existing products that are similar to our own. And we believe that we have some features that the others don't have, and that is, for example, in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are going to install a self-sanitization system inside of our capsule. It will involve UV light sterilization and also it will involve UV light sterilization, and we will also have provide IoT technologies for the users to customize the service inside the capsule. For example, through the app, the users can adjust the tables and the seats and the background music according to the preference. And so we believe that these little innovative features can give us an edge over the similar products.
Okay, now, so here, this is the judges' K9. According to your presentation, your innovation has two elements. One is the mobile app development, and the other one is your device, which will be installed in the dedicated public space. So may I understand, did you estimate the cost to develop these two types of inventions?
Okay. We have, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's
Okay.
good.
Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. So after we have done the market research for
Can you speak loudly, please?
oh, sorry. Is it clear enough? Hello? Sorry.
Well, I can't hear you well.
Hello? Can't hear you well. Okay, so after we have done research in similar products and other apparatus we add on, which is our innovative feature, we estimated the manufacturing cost is like around $30,000. And for the app, because we have like engineering team that can do some app innovation, so that I think that for our startup company, our team will be responsible for the app development.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Or the time is enough? Yeah.
So thank you for your chronicle S. So the next team will be Algorithm Tech. So please start your share screen right now, and then we will start the presentation right away.
Hello, good morning to all. So we are Algreen Technology, and we will aim at using algae such as seaweed or kelp to produce biofuel, which are accessible forms of green energy. So recently, China pledged to be carbon neutral by 2060. This opened the stage for many disruptive innovators to contribute to more sustainable and ways of living and create a better and smarter city to live in, where we have less emissions and more happiness. So currently, the biofuel industry is concentrated with most of the companies using crops such as sugarcane or corn to produce biofuel. So biofuel is a renewable source of energy that emits much lesser carbon dioxide than traditional forms of fuel. However, the biggest issue today is most of the resources that go into grow to corn or sugarcane can also be used to feed the millions of the hungry people in the world. So people are always arguing that why don't we use those resources to feed people rather than growing corn or sugarcane for fuel? So as you can see, algae, which is the source we aim to use at producing fuel, has a significantly higher yield of oil as compared to corn or sugarcane. Furthermore, algae are almost useless to us humans. We don't need algae, and hence the production of algae will not have the dilemma that involves the production of food sources of biofuel, as algae is a third generation biomass, and it will not use the resources that are needed to produce food. So at Algreen, we aim at creating accessible and abundant amounts of biofuel to help society incorporate sustainable and eco-friendly ways of living. Biofuel can benefit many industries such as the aviation industry, the transportation industry, the energy industry, and even the manufacturing industry. So let me just quickly run you through how our product will work. We first will have the hatchery phase where we look at cultivating genetically engineered algae that have significantly higher sizes for a greater yield. And after we harvest them after a certain amount of time, being algae are easy to grow and easy to maintain. And hence the harvesting time will be significantly lower than traditional crops. Pre-treatment and chemical processing will ensure that our algae can be converted to triacylglycerol. Triacylglycerol is a form of oil that we need to convert it to different kinds of biofuel, such as bioethanol, natural gas, or biodiesel. So this is a simple diagram of how the process will work: cultivation, harvesting, refining, and then finally you have the fuel production through different methods such as transesterification or anaerobic fermentation. So why Algreen over other possibly sources of biofuel? So at Algreen, we have significantly gone through our research and designed plasmids or constructs that would help us make the algae much bigger than traditional algae. And a bigger size of algae will suggest a greater photosynthetic yield. And a greater photosynthetic yield will suggest more biomass for the same amount of land we are going to use. Furthermore, we have also devised efficient cultivation and processing techniques, such as the use of vertical indoor farming. Since algae are easy to grow, we can control them through vertical plants and maximize the efficiency of the land that we need to grow the required amounts of algae. So this is a current industry or competitors in the Greater China region, and all of them are producing biofuel only through crop bases such as corn or sugarcane, and hence we see a lot of potential in the biofuel industry in the China region. So we aim at acquiring funding to achieve our goals. Our first goal will be acquire proof of concept. So in our proof of concept, we will aim at researching to find the best strain of algae that gives the highest biomass let's say per square meter. So we will be researching many types of microalgae, macroalgae. We will try and genetically modify to overexpress different kinds of enzymes and see which certain strain has the maximum yield. And once we establish 2 or 3 strains that have a very high yield with the certain genetic modifications we'll look at scaling that target up and creating actual algal farms using vertical farming or other techniques. So we hope that you like our idea, and then in the urgency of going green and combating climate change, we believe that innovation in this industry is very important. And I sincerely hope that you have interesting questions await, and I hope that I can address a lot of the questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you. And so we will start the Q&A section right now. May I invite our judges, please?
Hi, Green. This is Judge K.F. Zhang here. Can you hear me?
Hello, hi. Yes, good morning.
Initiative. Is it correct that you have done a POC already on the micro?
No. We have planned it out. We've just created all the literature research. We've consulted many professors at UST, and we just don't have the resources as of now. Obviously, we're students, right? We're looking to acquire the resources from HK Science Park or other institutions.
Got you. But I think initiative is good, but I don't see how you conduct your research. For example, after you have done your research or experiment, whatever, what would be the competitive edge over others, which is, for example, your friendly competitors? What's your competitive edge?
So by using genetic engineering, so the current problem with algal farming is that many algae, they disrupt easily. So they spoil easily and cause algal bloom.
Sorry, stopping you. When you say whatever methodology you are going to use, if, for example, if you use AI or whatever, or what did you say? You say, what did you
genetic
say?
engineering. So basically,
yeah, other people can do the same. I would like to see why are you outstanding from others?
So even though other people can do the same, it has not paved the way for the certain. So we have actually identified with the help of our professor certain enzymes that have not been researched before, and we aim at creating like unique constructs and a better yield. Also, most of the algal farming currently is outdoors, and hence it's not very efficient. By using an indoor system, we think that we can control the growth of algae and have better yields. And we would love to try our hand at having this technology work in real life as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now this is King Lai and other judges. So I believe your key technology is based around the choosing different enzymes and also adding the vertical farming for indoor, such that the biomass outcome can be increased. Now, do you have any estimation what kind of efficiencies or performance increase by using such kind of method?
So currently, yeah, that's a good question. And obviously we can only estimate and not exactly tell you something, but so currently the yield of algae would say for 1 gallon of fuel, it requires around, I think, farming of half a ton of 250 kg of algae. And hence we believe that it would be actually say, it would reduce the need of resources by 20% according to our estimations, which we conducted through several literature reviews. And hence we believe that vertical farming and the use of genetic engineering would greatly help our prospect in increasing the yield of triacylglycerol or oil.
Okay, now I
with
got
the same
you.
resources. Yeah.
Hi, this is Andrew. Could you let me know more about your team?
Hi. Yeah. So currently we're just 2 students from HKUST, and we're both majoring in biotechnology. And yeah, we aim to learn more, and we are very dedicated to learning more and opening ourselves to different advisors and different thoughts and processes. And we aim to take all critiques and use them for the betterment of our project.
Okay, so you are founded by a team of 2, am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes. Yes.
So I understand that both of you are from the bioengineering. So is there any one of you has expertise in the plant engineering and so on?
No, but we have taken 2 courses under our professors, plant biotechnology, from where our idea came at UST, and we have a special interest with plant biotechnology and its workflows, since we have taken
Okay.
that 4-credit course. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You have only 2 students from the same department. Do you think you have sufficient experience for commercialization?
Yes, so I also have a business minor, and Rehan also has an entrepreneurship minor. And we believe that obviously we are definitely limited to our expertise, but if we can grow, we can take the help of more diverse students, such as chemical engineering students, or even systems engineering students, who can help us better make our workflow more efficient and give us more points of view. And yeah, we're just starting out, and we're looking to grow this project into a better concept.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
So the next team present is Preming AI. So Eric, please start your screen sharing, and then the 5-minute presentation will start right away. Eric, you can start now. So please unmute your mic.
Okay, sorry. My name is Eric, the Chief Product Officer of Premain.ai. In short, we are the smart predictive maintenance solution with IoT, AI, and 5G connectivity. Let me introduce our team. The 4 of us have a track record of working together. In fact, Sam, Leo, and I have known each other since 2011, where we were on the executive board of JCI Shatin and led various projects and events creating positive impact for the community. Each of us have over 10 years of experience in our respective fields, and currently in the middle management of our area in sales and relationship management, retail operations, product management. Lastly, I've also worked with Jenny in HSBC Vision Go project while she supported as a co-op student. Everyone on our team bring a unique skill set to make this business successful. I believe many of you have experienced the long queue waiting time for the lifts while going to office meetings at home. This is the problem our team has noticed. The high frequency of unexpected lift downtime and expensive maintenance costs have undermined the ability to keep lift operating safely, reliably, resulting in poor experience for Hong Kong citizens. So this problem actually impacts 3 user groups as defined: public, commercial, and government maintenance. According to the Hong Kong Electric and Mechanical Service Department, there are roughly 10 major incidents reported per year in Hong Kong due to equipment fault. But the frequent unexpected lift downtime, it is estimated that the wait time increases per user per trip is at least 6 minutes per trip. And it also has different various impacts, which you can see from the slide, and I will not go into detail. So what is the solution that we're bringing? We are proposing a 24/7 system tracking to enable service providers to perform timely targeted maintenance. we are building a service sensor that tracks various signals, but not limited to temperature, sound wave, ultrasound waves, leveraging the ability of AI and predictive and to predict anomalies. Then notify our customers when they can reach out to the service providers and seek services in advance. As a result, we can improve user experience, improve machine availability, increase the data capability capturing, and saving maintenance costs. So now let's look at the market size. The total repair cost on elevator maintenance in Hong Kong is about 544 million, with about 68,000 lifts. The lift buildings are segmented into 3 groups: private commercial, private residential, public, and government, and with the respective percentage allocation as shown. Here is our business model. As shown, we are planning to implement a subscription base paid by the lift buildings in exchange for the predictive solutions. We are able to notify them. And as a result, the maintenance providers can then, the lift buildings could reach out to the maintenance and they can provide a timely targeted maintenance. So let's talk about the execution plan. So we'll begin with a POC, proof of concept, within under 6 months. And our targeting group will be universities. And the reason why we're approaching universities is that going to be a quicker approach and more controllable factors, less involving with the parties that make decisions compared to the commercial, private commercials. So how we're doing this, that's why we're pitching in this hackathon. Some of the resources we'll need is technical talent, device manufacturing, installation, support, as well as data servers. As mentioned, the KPI that we're targeting is to install 100 devices into 100 lifts. And this will enable us to create the AI predictive model. Then going live, we're expecting to continue to grow the universities, as well as aiming for the larger segment, which is the private commercial side. So how we approach the commercial side, we're planning to having some kind of network based on the experience from our one of our sales directors with the network of maintenance firms and property management. We're able to break in these conversations to commercialize our product and reach a negotiation. And we target to reach about 1,000 lifts in 12 months with expected revenue of 12 million Hong Kong dollars with the estimation of $1,000 per month per lift. So our product is have endless possibilities. As you can mention that though we're targeting lifts right now, but we want to implement the technology into various devices, into different predictive modeling for different machines going in the future. Lastly, there's a quick demo which can just demonstrate our capability of technical perspective using the Arduino.
Thank you for your presentation. The Q&A session will start right away.
You go first.
This is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. One question from me. So right now in the market, there are already a lot of smart buildings, IoT systems and smart sensors. So what is your solution? What is the differentiation between your solution and theirs?
So from what we understand, so here's a slide as shown is our advantage. We believe we're the first mover in the Hong Kong market, definitely, and we're implementing 5G technology. So we are also wanting to patent the device, which is making our business more proprietary. And I think that the other part is about the AI model. So AI model, you can definitely speak that it really depends on the precision and the accuracy of it. And we believe that our team has the capability to increase these factors to provide a more robust solution.
Thank you.
This is Judge K.F. Zhang. I think you got a very great initiative because I'm helping EMSD to establish, you mentioned KPI. In fact, I'm helping them to establish the KPI. So I think you're going in the right direction, but you can answer or you can select not to answer. I'm looking at data accuracy. I'm looking at data security. I'm looking at latency, all these things into the KPI. So I think you are in the right direction. But can you, if you can you give some comments on all those parameters I just mentioned?
Sorry, when you say the parameters,
data security,
in terms of security. Okay,
and
so
three: data accuracy, latency, security. Yeah, can you just comment a bit? If I'm not sure whether you have started or not, but comment if you can.
Okay, I think that definitely I believe that these data that you have mentioned, well, definitely latency is something that, with the network related, right? So it's really understanding about who really has the impact of if these data are lost or get exposed. But I believe that these data are something that government or a lot of corporations are interested in. So meaning that in the future, this might be an area where we can commercialize this data and basically how this data can be used. But as an initial thought is definitely I do want to keep this as a closed environment first, and then eventually build our capability of collecting a greater data set, and then leverage it to see how we can commercialize or be in better use. But definitely, I believe that somewhat this is a factor you've mentioned, how we can better protect our data.
Good. Just one more question. Do you know how many lifts are there in Hong Kong?
Yes, I mentioned that in my earlier slide, 68,000 lifts.
Okay, that's right. Thank you.
Okay, now this is King Lai, another judge. So I would like to ask about the technical side. Obviously, you are planning to have something which able to evaluate the performance of the elevators, such that you can suggest the maintenance for the different stakeholder. Now, here's the question is, you mentioned about you using sensor, you mentioned about you using AI to perform the analysis. While I didn't see what are you trying to measure exactly. What are the parameters which lead to let you know that there are some problems in the elevators? Can you identify it?
Yes, so here you can see some of the data signals. So we're measuring temperature, humidity, accelerometer, magnetometer, noise, gyroscope, pressure, ultrasound. So each of these components will fit into some model where we'll identify, for example, sound wave. If we understand the motor has some kind of sound effect, in the with like more correlation, it might be related to the anomaly of the motor. So we can identify the major components.
Okay, now here let me have a follow-up question. Now I see that you are collecting these kind of data. Now, but unfortunately, you can try to imagine, for example, say, how do I know whether the lift or the elevator has a problem? I can't see it from the temperature. I can't see it from the humidity, because basically you can collect this kind of data. And one more important issue is you mentioned about using the AI models. So how when we using the AI model, you probably need to have the label. So what kind of label are you trying to select and use with the help of this kind of data? Can you elaborate it more?
So yeah, definitely you mentioned that without the model right now, you cannot identify the faulty lift. But I think this is where the A/B testing will come in place, is where you're going to be taking a set of older lifts and using that as a benchmark. And then yeah, of course, you can use it, compare it, the relatively new ones or not so new to the model.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
So the next team will be original Paulus Kelly. So please start your screen sharing.
Oh,
Oh, hello. Could you stop share your screen? Okay, now, can you hear me?
Yes, you can start now.
Okay, let's start. Hello, everyone. Now it's time to Originopolis. Today, I would like to share with you a new interactive tourism app of our team, Hong Kong Go. Tourism as a part of city life, it plays an important role in economy and ecology. So in our opinion, smart tourism is also an important element of smart cities. And Hong Kong Go is a smart interactive travel app that integrates crowd detection, intelligence navigation system, including VR or AR navigation and virtual tour guides and route recommendation and real-time travel translation.
And it shows the ecological and the heritage destruction problems in the scenery and improve the interactions between the visitor and the scenery. In addition, due to the pandemics, people will pay more attention to the visual tourism and the visual guides. Yes, this is the why we develop such app in this competition. And I think this app not only can be used for the tourism, but also can extend to museum and the galleries or other views. And these are all important parts of smart cities. And then let's come to the product functions. As I mentioned, Hong Kong Go app has the virtual VR modes that we think is the most worth mentioning. When plugged in with a VR handset, user can go into the virtual world through our app and enjoy a unique tour experience while staying home. And it is like a real journey to everywhere. We would provide the souvenirs package days before the trip starts, so that a little more surprise would be added. And furthermore, virtual shop will also be available for the user can grasp the virtual 3D objects and to decide whether it's buying or not. Apart from that, when we use Hong Kong Go in offline daily life, and it features including the 4 points. First is the virtual guidance supporting by the AR. And second is the tourist sites introductions that users can know more on what they are interested in. And third is the instant language translations that allow the tourists to enjoy the sightsees conveniently. And last but not the least is the crowd analyze ability to recommend a back row for the visitors to reduce waiting time during their travel. Maybe you will ask, how can we develop these functions? According to exit research, our teams believes that AR or VR technologies, including the app development, are very mature, and all these functions are achievable if enough investment funds we can gain. I think all these are not problems. And this page is about our business mode. Regarding on-site tourism, Hong Kong Go connects the shop and the tourists together. And when we provide AR attraction and information to the user, we are recommending ADs at the same time, and the staying and buying behaviors would be the source of our income. As for the VR tourism pass, one part of our income comes with the souvenirs package that we cooperate with the shop or stores. And the second part of the income is from the virtual shop with the app that allow user to choose the beloved products. In addition, app ADs displays and the cooperations with the commercial things port and commercial tourism's website to obtain commissions are also a very important profits and models. The last one is our promotion plans or markets, because we believe that after a good idea is implemented, that the most important thing is to spread and promote it, so that everyone knows and use our app. And based on the successful experience of many others app, I think our product promotion can start from the online and the offline. So due to the limited times, I will not stay specific here, but it is also mainly based on new mediums promotion and with offline activities as a supplement. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. The Q&A section will start right away.
Hi, this is Andrew.
Hi.
Do you request people to have a cardboard or VR glass so as to enjoy your service?
Pardon? I cannot hear you.
Okay, let me repeat. Do you request people to have a cardboard or some other VR glass to enjoy your service?
Yes, actually, it's because we also resell the VR glass or the handsets in our virtual shop. Then the tourist or the visitor can buy it from our shop.
But who you are okay? Let me put it this way: who are going to pay for you and who are going to use it? in your proposal?
Yeah, actually, I think the ordinary pupils, about including the students or some disabled pupils, will use our app. And I think not only this person, all of our citizens can use our app, because just like I mentioned in the introduction, I think it is mainly solves these problems that we cannot go out because the pandemic and because the social distance. So I think there's so many people are unwilling to go out, but want to sit at home and travel the world. So I think so many people will, it is our target audience.
Let's assume I like your service, but I don't have a couple. How can you help me to bridge the gap?
Pardon?
Let's assume I like your service, but I don't have a couple. So how can you bridge your service with my need?
Yes, sure. Actually, we also provide such others surveys, tourism surveys that if the visitors needs, I think it is a very good place that research to provide or research to research it.
Okay. Now, this is Judge Ting Lai. May I have a question that, because your app basically is a virtual, build up a virtual environment such that you provide a virtual tour service. So the first question is, how and who are you thinking will provide this kind of data set for you? Because you need to have a big, huge data set to create a virtual environment. And how can we convince different stakeholders to provide you this kind of information?
Yes, I think this source will come from three aspects. The first one is the scenarios. Yeah, because the scenery, the tourism scenery ports will have the various unique data or information about their sport introduction. So we will just ask them to, or just cooperation with them, then they can provide the data or information for us. And the second part is the government. The governments also have a very different information about the cities of the tourism spots. Then I think this is very various source of the data for us. And then another most that we can just get the information is UGC, because the tourism or the user also can visit so many tourism spots that they can just share their experience in our app. Then they also can share their feeling or thoughts about the tourism, about the spots. Then they can upload their information to our app, then can just also a very important source for our app. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Any question?
This is Jeff down here. I think it would be quite expensive to get the GIS data from, say, you just mentioned, the government. So
yeah.
First, how are you going to manage? And also, how are you going to manage the memory involved? It could be huge memory size. Do you have any particular method to reduce the memory size?
Memory size?
Because there are techniques from other competitive rival competitors. They have a good technology to reduce the memory size.
Yes, I think just cloud will be better. Cloud.
Cloud is not a method, but it's okay. It's okay.
How about your team?
With 5G cloud, I think it is very good solutions for this question.
Thank you very much. Please stop the screen sharing, and then we will have the next team to follow up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So the next team to present is Grow Go Go. So please start your screen sharing, and then the presentation will start right away.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Good morning. My name is Hang, and thank you for this opportunity. So I'm presenting my project, Grow Google. But first of all, a little bit introduction about our company. So this is our company. We're a STEM education company focuses on farming technologies, and this is me in the middle. Adrian and Katie are my partners. So it's our vision to bring farming technologies to the common household, and the ultimate goal is to for all of us to learn life science from life, not from books. And it's our mission to empower the next generation with farming, and we provide the sufficient technologies and motivation for everyone to learn. So the problem we are looking at right now is mainly twofold. The first one is a environmental issue. We are consuming very irresponsibly. Currently in Hong Kong, more than 95% of our daily consumed food and vegetables are imported. It not only increase the carbon footprint, but the freshness of the food are hugely impaired. And actually, we don't know what we put into our mouth. So there is a very big food safety issue there. And the second half is that there is a household issue in Hong Kong, especially. So if we want to integrate farming into our daily life, usually we don't have time, effort, or even worse, space to spare. So we aim to provide a very space efficient and easy to learn solution to the audience. Okay, so we aim to provide a mushroom growing device, but before that, why grow mushroom other than plants? So first of all, it can be easily grown, and it can be more nutritious than those common house plants. And it's a very good alternative as a food crop to add to our diet. And most importantly, it's cleaner and less susceptible to common pests, for example, flies or mosquitoes. So this is the machine. First of all, we are going to have environmental monitors. We have sensors installed with IoT system to monitor the temperature, humidity, and light intensity. Second of all, we focus on the aesthetics of the device. We want it to fit right directly into your modern fashion style home. And we focus on hygiene as well. We don't want the growing process to contaminate what's inside the machine, or what inside the machine to contaminate your living space. Then we want it to be very space efficient. We plan it to be stackable, so you can stack it up to grow the same amount of more food in the same amount of area. And next is that we aim to have a app and wireless control so that we can control the growing environment remotely. And then last but not least, we want to provide a good customer support so that we can provide educational and instructional values to the customers. So take a look at the other solutions currently in the market. We firmly believe that our solution is better than those. So if you look at the one on the left, first of all, there is no installation. So there is a very high risk of contamination over there. It's not very safe for food growing. And this is a one-time kit. It's not very good for a seasoned grower or someone who wants to learn consistently. The one in the middle is way too big for the common household in Asia, in Hong Kong. And the one on the left, again, there's no installation, and what's inside the mist can easily affect your living space. And this is the competitor analysis, and we focus on the hardware to be portable and small instead of a big chunky one, and use reusable material so that the grower can learn and grow as a farmer. We focus a lot on the insulation and containment so that what's inside won't affect your living space and it can fit into your home. And then we want to have a control monitoring for every one of us to become a smart grower. So this is our development timeline. We are currently developing the software and the hardware side of the device, and we aim to bring it to manufacturing in mid-April. And at the meantime, we don't waste time. We want to develop a distribution channel and to build up noise at the same time. And during the time, we are going to refine our software. We aim to launch in August. And at the meantime, for all the feedback we get, we aim to have the version 2.0 development in September. So our business model is direct sales and retail sales, mainly for the initial stage. Thank you.
So we have
Thank you.
Q&A session now. So may I invite our judges, please?
Okay. Now, this is Judge King Lai. May I have a question about what is your target customer or the user who are interested in buying such device or putting such device at their home or something like that? What is your
Yeah,
target?
thank you, Ken. Actually, we have a perfect customer in our mind. So a perfect customer is actually a middle class vegan or food enthusiast with an interest to develop a stay-home hobby. Most preferably, it is a mother who want to learn with her son or daughter to learn how to grow mushrooms.
Let me put more specific. So, do you have any numbers or specific data telling me that there are a group of such people who are interested in such kind of products?
No, sorry, we don't have that kind of number with me right now.
Okay, I see. Got you. Thank you.
This is K. Zhang here. I quite buy your idea. I have a very simple question. It's not technical questions. The name of this project is Grow Go. So why don't you call it Grow Green Go? What's the meaning of glue in the middle word? What's the meaning of that? But your presentation is very.
It's actually a fun story. Yeah, it's actually a fun story because in Chinese, mushroom is gu, and then we are sketching all the names out there, and we are like growing gu. We get go, and short term is GGG, and yeah, it's just a temporary name we get right now.
But you explained very well why you did it. I like it. Yeah, and I hope you will be successful.
Thank you.
A quick question. I'm Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. So, how much are you going to sell for one set of your product, and do you have any recurrence revenue from that?
Oh, so for this one, actually we reference on some existing solution, but it's not in growing mushrooms. It's actually growing plants installed in your home. So they currently sell in the 2,000 to 3,000 Hong Kong dollars range, and we calculated. We think the manufacturing cost can be compressed to a little bit more than 1,000 Hong Kong dollars with the functions we are going to plan inside. So we aim to sell. We don't have a very big goal right now. We want to sell around 300 to 500 machines in the first round in August in the first launch. Yeah.
What's the price? Maybe I missed it. What's the price per unit?
I think it's not firm yet, but I would say it be very comparable to those existing plant growing machine in the market in the 2,050 to 3,000 range. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So thank you. So
can you stop share the screen right now?
Yeah, stop sharing the screen now. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Can we start now? Excuse me, can we start now?
Hello everyone. So we will have a 3-minute short break for our judges. So please wait.
Okay.
So thank you for your waiting. So the next team to present is Real Concert. So we have now 5 minutes to start. You may start now.
Okay. Make every concert live. My name is Marco, the team leader of Real Concert. And our mission is to take live streaming music events to the next level with our technology. How many of you have experienced the pain of buying scalped concert ticket or queuing up all day long just to buy one single concert ticket of your favorite singer? As for online concerts, they cost much cheaper than those physical concerts. But imagine, when a song arrives at the chorus part, and all of a sudden, your computer becomes so laggy, and you are suffering from live broadcast latency. That's just so annoying. One more thing about online concerts is that you are unable to choose the viewing angles and positions because you can only follow the camera movement. So here comes a solution for you. We are going to develop an app that provides a platform for audiences around the world to enjoy live music events with the use of AR, so that you can enjoy live concerts at home from the other side of the world with no location restriction at all. Most importantly, it makes everything more realistic as you can feel like the performers are right in front of you. Firstly, we can serve anonymous number of audiences for each music event. With the help of our AR live streaming platform, fans need not to suffer from ticket scalping, and a concert can reach hundreds of thousands or even millions of fans beyond the walls of the venue. Next, we will make use of the 5G networking. It is believed that the 5G networks will provide speeds roughly 100 times faster than the 4G LTE networks. Paired with AR technologies, 5G capabilities can bring lag-free, low-latency live concerts to audiences. Then we will apply a 360 degrees view when watching. Fans will be able to choose their view angles to imitate the real-life experience of going to a music event, so that audiences can feel the immersive experience as a concert that occurs within themselves, rather than a video played online. Live streaming in the music industry has grown 99% between 2019 and 2020. And the live streaming music event with the highest live viewership has about 82.9 million live views. The market was worth an estimated $184 billion by 2027. Due to the acceleration of digital commerce caused by the coronavirus pandemic, these projections are sure to grow. Let me tell you how it works in a minute. After creating an account in our app, consumers can choose to pay for a monthly subscription plan, which they can enjoy all the music events in that month. For consumers who would like to watch the concert of a particular singer only, but not others, they can choose to pay per concert. Consumers can either watch the concert with their mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablets, or with AR glasses if you have one at home. Then you can enjoy your concert at any time, anywhere. So we have two main revenue sources. Consumers pay $40 monthly for a monthly subscription plan, or pay around $5 per event, as the prices may vary from concert to concert. And the factors affecting it are mainly the popularity of the artist, the price of physical tickets, and the length of the shows. Together, we are planning to have $100,000 of revenue per month in the first stage. Today, there is a pain, and we have the solution. Do you want to have a completely new concert experience? Join us now. Thank you very much, and we are now open for questions.
Thank you.
This is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. May I know, have you talked to or do some research with or on the entertainer, I mean the concert provider? So do you need to pay any license to them, and how much do you need to pay to them?
That's a good question. We in the first stage, we are planning to coordinate with some YouTubers that are currently singing or have some channels on YouTube, and this can be the first prototype before we can invite some more famous singers or dancers from, yeah. So
a follow-up question. So for the a follow-up question. So you said you will begin with some YouTubers or YouTube singers. So have you ever done any survey or talk to them, how much do they accept, or how much do you need to pay to them?
Yes, we have, and they are looking for some kind of performing chances or opportunities, so they will charge us a very low price or even free for the first time, and we would like to pay them the commission when we can earn the profit.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is the another judge, King9. So may I ask about the requirement or the equipment that you will be required in order to do the live stream? Because I think one of your key features is about the VR or the AR live streaming. So maybe you need a 360 camera, whatever. So what kind of requirement will be in order to stream such kind of information to live? And also the second question is, actually there are lots of platforms already providing similar service, especially in the mainland, like the Bilibili, like the Douyin. They all provide similar service, and we know that those kind of YouTuber actually is very, very famous. And then I really consider about the cost that or the licensing fee that you require in order to asking such kind of very famous YouTuber to join in your programs. So can you have more elaboration on that?
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, for the equipment part, we think that the 360 degree of the camera is must for the first time, because we need a live and but not some kind of pre-recorded videos, and we would like to capture the live movement of the singer or the performers. So and we have researched that there are existing technologies that are currently have for the AR technology, because they but it needs some time or cost to set up such technology. And for the license fee to the YouTubers, for the very beginning stage, we would not invite those very famous YouTubers or the broadcasters on Bilibili, because we have to try about and need to know how the acceptance of our consumers or customers. So we would need some kind of cash or investment into our project before we can invite those.
Okay, thank you.
This is Gary Zhang speaking here. Do we still have time? I think the initiative of this project is good, but the technical challenge is also huge. I'm just imagining, if you have singers from different, do you accommodate singers from performers from different countries, different locations? Do you accommodate that?
Yes.
So they may be using 5G system in different areas or zones or countries. You should look at the compatibility issue because you need to deliver very short latency, which is not easy at all. I'm working in communication side. So can you just comment, just a few seconds, comments on the compatibility issue on different systems of 5G? In regard to the latency. Or please look at it. Please look at it. This is not an easy question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So please stop sharing for your screens. And for the next team, we will have So This Way. So you have 5 minutes for the presentation. You may start now.
Hi, we're Team Third This Way. Meet Christy. Christy is a PolyU student living in a student dorm. She has used some app to look for restaurants and food, but it seems that she just got stuck with those overload of information. Plus, the apps could only provide her the same thing every time she uses them, so she eventually gave up on using those apps. Except interviewing Christy, we also did some research and survey during the Techathon. 83% of people actually have no idea or have difficulties in choosing their meals. And most of them prefer healthy dining experience, and they tend to go to the same one as new restaurants always fail them. The root problem of this is because the information we need are all scattered, and we can only rely on the separate commercial applications for that. Are such information accurate and up-to-date? We don't know, but these GIS data are needed for daily operations in different departments. And in the 5G generation nowadays, this is not smart enough as it takes time and cost. What if we relate it to the CSDI and make the city smarter? Hence, we hope to provide tidied and corrected geodata to the government through the help of the Science Park and related departments. At the same time, we would also utilize the data incorporating computer vision to provide an image-first recommendation application for clients. The app we have generates data like location flow, heat map, which can be used for big data analytics for B2G applications. The government and the private sectors can have access to this data in fighting the pandemic. Basically, what we're doing is similar to Netflix. So our recommendation system. Our recommendation system can suggest where to eat, where for staycation, where to discover interesting local stores, and where for leisure activities. This is a demo of our prototype. We all like images rather than text, which is always used. We get images from the internet and let users to like, skip, or save. So we use computer vision and machine learning to analyze types of food and images to calculate the confidence to improve the recommendation system. We can also categorize those food photos and classify them. We also learn the types of dining activity based on the travel time. Same for staycation and travel. How can we know the difference from computer graphics? What about the real experience? We also like to integrate with PayMe and POS so we can know the footsteps of our users. Our team has a clear project timeline. No matter winning or not, we will still seek angel funding to make this come true. Besides from Hong Kong, we believe that the Southeast Asia is also a potential market in the coming decade. Our business model is mainly B2B and B2G, and most of our seed funding will be used for app development and data science model training. Funny enough, some of our teammates happen to come from the same program. Our team contains backgrounds that a successful startup needs. We also have the ability to create a prototype in a week's time, and we're already working on a data science modeling part. During the week, we have also talked with different famous startups, and they're willing to support and cooperate with us. We believe in the 2020s, the more information we get every day, we need a smarter suggestion system to live smart every day. We're seeking for angel investment. If you're interested, welcome to reach out at this email or phone number. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will start the Q&A section now.
Hi, this is Andrew. Could you repeat one more time? What is the key problem you would like to solve, and what is the differentiating factor comparing you with others?
Hi, I'm Kenton, another teammate. So we saw that from a lot of application nowadays is talking about the data, the geographic data, and so many departments are using this data. And the government is talking about the smart city, and a lot of countries and cities are building their own CSDI system, and we can help the government to build this data. And at the same time, this data, if that is accurate, and we can also provide to the private sector. And at the same time, as we said, this is the data integration part. And if we have this complete data, we can make suggestion to the users. They can know that what food is healthy, where is good for staycation, and we can. Another business we can have is the computer vision part. Yeah.
So what is my question is, what is the problem you are trying to solve, or you are talking about the make good use of the big use of the government data? So you think or the government data is the problem you want to solve? Who is you? But that doesn't relate to your customer.
The problem, the customer is they need to rely on different platform, different of the source, and this information or data is we don't know if this is accurate or not or updated.
But how
But
those GIS data help you better to serve your customer, which those other platforms cannot offer?
Oh, for example, if you want to find healthy food nearby, like for example, Christie in beside the Poly Dome in the Pompo, and you are hardly to find it. I mean, you need to rely on the government application. You need to use OpenRice, TripAdvisor, and you need to use the Google Map for the navigation. And yeah, it's very frustrated switching between different applications, and you cannot compare also. I mean, this is one of the example when you want to seek for like healthy food, and it's also happen in other cases if you want to find a restaurant which is environmental friendly or GM-free food. And I mean, this platform nowadays is not integrated, and this data are really scattered.
Okay, this is Gabe Zhang here asking you questions, and at the same time, I hope your answer can help to answer the questions from Andrew as well. So if I get you right, you are building up your data as well, hoping that you can sell it back to the government. And is that yes or no? Just answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, and then you also have some good methodology, like instead of providing text, you provide images. Like for example, you pick up images and then you recognize whether this foods may cause allergy or not by providing more useful information. Is that what you are getting?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I hope that this may answer some of the questions that Andrew is asking you. My question is, if I were the government, how could I trust your data the data that you got? You mentioned about standard, but how can you build data with standard on your own? And how, if I were a government, how can I trust you? Because I need accuracy. You are just a single entity in the community. How can I trust you? Just imagine I am the government. Can you, this is a very challenging question. Can you just stand firm and answer me?
So we do research this way, and we find multi-source of this data from different government departments. And we even call them, they are not sure how they got the data. Yeah, we ask them some
But still, how can they trust you? Although, despite the fact that they don't understand that data very well, but how can they trust you?
Okay, so we actually talk with Time Formation, one startup from the PolyU. They already working with the government for this GIS data, and government trust them, and they are willing to work with us and to building this together.
Thank you very much. So you can stop the screen sharing. Thank you. So the next team to present is High Tech Crew. So you can start the screen sharing now, and the time will be 5 minutes. You can start right away. Please unmute your mic. We can see your screen now. Please unmute your mic.
Can I start now? Can you hear me?
Yes, please start. You have 4.5 minutes now.
Okay. Good morning, Judge. This is Rex from Safeguarding. Today we're going to introduce our platform called Safeguarding. And let's look at the agenda today. We have the problem and issue, and then the app introduction, key feature, revenue stream, and talk about the future plan as well, and with the team introduction as well. And then first of all, let's look at the problem. On the left-hand side, there's maintenance needs. On the right-hand side, there's emergency needs. So I can simply say owning a car in Hong Kong is not just about money. There's a lot of headache and issues you need to take care of. I can share my experience with you. I used to encounter a travel accident, and then I crashed my Tesla. And then I have to call the garage one by one and look for quotation, because if I cannot find the garage, I cannot tow my car. And then I also need to search the result on the website, which I found many research is irrelevant. And then I call the emergency service. The service is always delayed. So in short, it's very difficult for me to look for a reliable garage. So our mission is to offer the most cost-effective solution and hassle-free experience for garage and driver for a new way of interaction. And what we do in the app is we provide instant quotation, we do emergency service from nearby garage, and we extend service for car maintenance. How are we going to do that? This platform will connect with as much as garage we can. And let's look at the key feature. We have the AI-enabled service checker. We have a smart, safe IoT integration, and we also have the data analysis for driver and garage. And our highlight is real-time in-app support for drivers as well. And let's look at how it works. On the left-hand side, you can see the Safe Car King. If you crash your car, you can simply input your model, your car brand, your service, and just upload the photo. And then on the right-hand side, the garage will see the photo. And if they are able to provide the service, they will submit the quotation. And then the garage and the driver, they can communicate with each other. And then for the revenue stream, we will take the subscription from the driver, from the garage, and we will take the transaction fee from the driver as well. And of course, we are not only making money, but also we are also sharing the data to the community. We will record down the car model, the service, the frequency they are asking for the service, what kind of parts they are ordering, what kind of model of car they're repairing. We will share the data with the government, with the company, and then ultimately we help the drivers to have a more transparent pricing. Because like my experience, I try to look for one garage is quoting this price, another garage is quoting another price, and sometimes the price difference is huge. The price is not transparent at all, which is not good for the customer. And how we benefit the smart city? Right now, we are still suffering from calling one by one to get the quotation whenever we need any maintenance. And our platform is actually connect the driver, garage, city, and organization together. And ultimately, we hope to achieve instant quotation and help the driver to solve their problem straight away. Once they encounter traffic accident, the road can be cleared straight away, because if you cannot find a right quotation, there is no destination for you towing your car away from the highway. And then let's talk about our 4 years plan. At the first year, we're going to launch our app and we're going to do some marketing. On the second year, we hope we are the top app in the Hong Kong and start to expand a little bit in Asia. And then the third and fourth year expand in global. And then we also hope to apply this business model to other industry as well. And let's look at our team. We are a team of 5 people. Most of us is postgraduate, and we have some of us has technical background as well. And once we success, we will support by the University of Hong Kong. Some of the professor will become our supervisor and consultant. And some of us, thank you.
So the Q&A session will start right away.
This is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. Thank you for your presentation. So you mentioned that the price is not transparent that is one of the problems. That may not be good for the users, but actually non-transparent price may be good for the garage, so that they have it's not an open platform. Then they have the edge of making the price. Have you talked to any garage or any service provider? What do they think about your solution?
Okay. The garage, many garage in the city center, they are not the one fixing the car. They're always serving as a middleman. if talking about that garage, of course, not a transparent price is good for them. But I also talked to some garage in the suburban area. Actually, they are the actual service provider. But since because of location, they cannot directly get the order. So they have to rely on the garage from the city center. If those suburban service provider provide service, they will be happy to have our app because they can be more competitive, even they don't get the middleman, and they can offer a better price for the customer. And we all know competition will enhance the customer benefit.
Okay, thank you. This is another judge, King Nai. May I ask about your revenues? How did you get paid? In order, you say your app is like a middleman. You try to provide the service. How did you get your revenue from?
We will get subscription from the garage. We have different kind of subscription. More subscription, they have more competitive to have more function. For example, they can directly talk to the driver, or maybe lower subscription. You have only some function, and then by taking the subscription, we can have source of revenue. And also the driver is a very reasonable fee. Every time when they asking for quotation, it's only about $30 per transaction. And if later on, if the garage and driver, they keep using our service, it is sustainable to have.
Okay, it's quite reasonable for the garage size, but may I confirm about for the user size? So the $30 transaction cost only charged when it is a successful transaction, right? Or whenever it asks the quotation, they will charge for $30?
Can I share another screen?
Hello, this is Hello, this is Patrick. So actually, you can see on the screen we have simulations. Actually, we have two parts. If you go to the we have two parts.
Okay, yeah, about the user side.
Yes, one is the garage side, and one is the garage side, and one is the driver side. So you can see we take the market share in Hong Kong. There is around 2,500 garage, and we take a simulations of market share, let's say 5% in the first year. And actually, we take an FA subscription fee around $400, which is quite reasonable for them to use monthly service to get quotations. So we will foresee a revenue of 0.6 million per year at the first year. And for driver, let's say with $30 value and 4% market share and a frequency of 1 time a year. So that is around 0.9 million. So we see a revenue around 1.5 million at the first year. And of course, when our app getting more popular, we will have more revenue, and we also do a consolidate figures including the development cost and operation cost. And we can see
I think it's all is clear. Okay, it's clear. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Andrew. Who is your competitor in Hong Kong, and any entry barrier of this industry?
The competitor in Hong Kong, and we have some similar app, but they only feature on helping several garage to promote their own service. Actually, this is only the garage building the app and hope to attract more customer. But our aim is different. Our aim is to connect all the garage so we have more transparent pricing. And our service is different as well. They are providing quotation, but not instant. But as long as we connect sufficient garage, we can almost provide instant quotation, so the problem can be solved straight away.
And also add on, we know that STP, that is a Thai Hu Song apps, which is provide C2C.
Please stop sharing your screen. Thank you very much. So the next team to present is SOSIP. The time is now 5 minutes. You may start now.
Yes. So good morning, everyone. This is Jason, Simon, and Gash, the co-founder of SOSIP. And we are a B2B technology startup in Hong Kong, Science Park, focused on doing smart transport IoT solutions.
And today we are introducing a passenger counting solution to detect seat occupancy for public transport using LiDAR technology. So we have talked to the passengers, major transport operators, and the industry partners. We find that the passenger counting solution is what they are looking for in the near future. Passengers, they need to know the real-time seat occupancy to make a better decision in choosing their transit options in a timely manner. While the bus operators, they need to understand the real-time passenger demand on every station to optimize their route planning. Or they even have to comply with some new government regulations in future. In the upcoming 5 years, the global passenger information system market will rise from $7 billion US to $8.9 billion US, while in specific, the global passenger accounting system market will reach over $245 million US in 2025. For our solutions, by using the LiDAR sensor, it is much more privacy friendly than using normal cameras, especially in the Hong Kong market, because it does not identify any passenger facial characteristic. By detecting the lights and distance signal, our system can compute a 3D image like the bottom left-hand side by installing the sensor at the entrance of the vehicle. It can detect the inflow or outflow of the passengers in public transport using AI and computer vision. And therefore, the transport operators can acquire a lot of real-time insight on the passenger demand and adjust their route planning accordingly. So if you want to run AI applications on vehicles, you can either go for local processing or cloud computing. To avoid a high recurring cost every month, normally we will go for local processing. So our core differentiation is that we have developed our own in-vehicle embedded system using MPU technology. Comparing to similar solutions, our total cost is 70% lower than the current market offering. Therefore, we can make vehicle AI solutions much more affordable for public transport in the near future. In terms of the business development, we are getting some tractions from the major transport operators in both Hong Kong and Japan with our passenger counting solution. For example, in the Japan market, we are working with one of the biggest bus operators who own 21,000 buses across the entire Japan. And we are in the trial stage to deploy our passenger counting system in their buses. For one of our recent business reference, just a few months before, we have partnered with the Hong Kong Telecoms and the Hong Kong Autobus companies, and we were awarded a 65 million Hong Kong dollars government tender from the Transport Department of Hong Kong to provide estimated time of arrival service to over 3,500 public green minibuses in Hong Kong, which serve 1.5 million daily passengers. And we believe that with our capability and passions, SOSIF is able to contribute for a smarter city in transportation. SOSIF, redefining transit. Thank you. And we are now open floor for questions.
This is Gabe Zhang speaking. Since you have been awarded a 6.5 million project, which is quite huge in size, why do you go for a competition like this? Why do we bid for this?
Well, actually, first of all, we also a group of like young people, you know, like because like for three of the co-founders, like me, Gash, and Simon, we just graduated in like 2018 or 2019. So normally we always go for other competitions because we know that, especially in the panel list, the judges and some of them have their own like business network. And I just heard that some of you might have access or some consulting work doing with EMSD. In fact, we also work with EMSD on some of their projects. So we are thinking like through like joining some competitions, our aim is not to like get the monetary reward, but to raise awareness among the judging panels to see if there are any future collaboration in the commercialized world. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your answer, but I start to be a little bit challenging because if you claim that you are so fresh, then probably you know you won't be awarded by you won't be awarded this tender. So I just puzzle. I don't understand why you got you got a tender and yet you would like to enter into a very primitive competition like this. So can you still answer further? If you I don't think you'll get a tender. So obviously you are not. So do you have any competitive edge in your technology whatsoever?
Sorry, you mean that this government tender? You mean
Yeah,
like
if you
the
got
estimated?
some variable asset on hand and including some technical competitive edge, can you say something proud about what you have developed? See, you must have developed something before you get the tender.
Yes. Because like
if you're fresh, you won't get it. If you got it, you don't need this. So I don't understand.
So basically for the estimated time of arrival ETA system, we did get the tender together with Hong Kong Telecoms and the Autobus company. And yeah, for this tender,
it is correct that Hong Kong T got the award and you are associated with Hong Kong T, or you are directly involved?
Oh,
and you got it
HKT is actually the main contractor and we are the
all
subcontractor.
right. So you were under Hong Kong T.
Yes,
okay.
you're right. You're
now
right.
It's a little bit clearer. Okay. Yeah, just go and tell us what's your competitive edge to help Hong Kong T then.
So for the ETA, that
I
part.
Then you don't get the 65 million. You only got a portion of it.
That's the entire that's the entire project size. And
but,
yeah, because
but you said you got a 65 million, which is a little bit confusing.
I was talking about like this is a 65 million Hong Kong dollars like government tender contract. Yeah, the project size is 65 million in total.
All right, just tell us anything you want to say.
Yeah, so basically, I think our main focus is on the passenger counting solution rather than the ETA solution, because this is just the business reference in the past.
Too many passenger counting solutions using LiDAR, a lot. So is there any competitive edge that you have?
Yeah, sure. Because like for our like in-vehicle passenger.
Result. What was the technical results that you think you're great, better than others?
So we use MPU for our embedded system. Yeah, normally on the market, if you want to purchase an embedded system to install on the vehicles to run local processing, the AI models.
Some technical parameters that you think you are proud of, instead of telling us MPU, where everybody understands.
We have achieved 90% accuracy for the passenger counting solution, and for the MPU technology.
Can you speak louder?
Yeah, we actually achieved 90% accuracy in the passenger counting solution, and with the MPU technology, we can actually reduce the cost of the existing embedded system in the market by 70%.
But I think the LiDAR itself can offer most part of it, but there must be something special on your development. So what is that special something? Can you tell us more? Like what sort of technology you have come up with?
Hi, I'm Guess. Our
LiDAR
special
can count people, as you know, right?
Okay, so in-vehicle embedded system is empowered by MPU compared with GPU. MPU is more cheaper and higher performance. However, none of the computer.
So you may stop the screen sharing. Thank you very much. So for the next team is.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So, hi, panelists. We are, yes.
Now, so the time is 5
yes.
minutes.
Hi, panelists. We are FJ005. I am the team leader, Max. Today, I will pitch about a new AI-based indoor positioning solution. Positioning has been around for a while, which is a core part of smart mobility. Having accurate and efficient positioning technologies enable us to provide navigation, asset tracking, etc. for the smart mobility. We humans stay 90% of the time indoors, yet we do not have a standardized solution to position ourselves in the indoor environment. This is a huge market. The technology for precise indoor positioning is in demand. Shopping malls, factories, and parking lots and many more applications can use positioning technologies to improve their business. The total market in mainland China alone is approximately 50 billion US dollars. Currently, there are several positioning technologies that dominate the indoor environment. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, also called BLE positioning systems, is most popular. However, these technologies suffer from one major flaw, and that is expensive infrastructure. Here's an example of a very successful Hong Kong startup called Bluepay. Just 2 years ago, they installed a BLE system in the Asia World Expo, and that costed around 3 to 4.5 million Hong Kong dollars, which is quite costly. Panelists, we present a solution that does not require beacons and infrastructure. When you look at your home, you know you're at home because you recognize the objects and the distribution of these objects. You recognize because you have a representation of your home in your brain. We mimic this process using a smartphone camera and BIM technology that's now mandatory in Hong Kong to act as a representation of your home. You open your smartphone camera, you point at a direction, and our AI algorithm will match your smartphone image with a virtual reality image to find your own position. We have successfully tested our algorithm to be within 1 meter level accuracy, which is state-of-the-art accuracy. We have one direct competitor. Google is also developing a visual positioning system. The biggest difference is that we make use of virtual reality for positioning, which Google does not. We also have unique core technologies that improves positioning accuracy. Our patent has already been filed through PolyU. In fact, besides being patent filed, our novel idea is also going to be published in several top academic journals. Our competitive advantage is that we are the first to use virtual reality for positioning. Our entire solution is complete software-based with no infrastructure cost, providing a large incentive for business owners. We leverage on the powerful cloud to compute our AI algorithms and using user images to update the virtual reality so that the more users, the more accurate our solution becomes. It's extremely easy to use as well. Opening your smartphone camera is the only thing you need to position yourself. Our business model is very simple, a monthly license fee for our B2B solution. Our potential customers, Google and Huawei, as they are the large IoT providers for the indoor positioning system. Our solution is in the form of API, SDK, and cloud-based server. Our first solution provides the position to the users. Then in the future, we will develop a 3D map that shows the real-time movement of objects. And to support the future developments of IoT and augmented reality in the future. At the current stage, we have formed our team and filed our patent. We're seeking to obtain 220K seed funding to build our research and design team and to start our products development. Then we'll accept 1 million in September for product testing and validation. And by January next year, we aim to have our first products ready. Myself, I'm going to graduate this semester from PolyU Aviation Engineering, and I'm a first-class honors, soon to be a PhD student. I have worked as an engineering intern at Boeing, Cathay Pacific, and some other companies, and with 3 research papers related to positioning. My second teammate is Wei Song. He will be graduating from PhD this year. He has worked in UC Berkeley, and he's expert in algorithms, AI, and autonomous vehicles. Lastly, my third teammate is Ivan. He's going to graduate master's in mechanical engineering this year, and he has near 10 published papers. And I believe with our expertise, we are very confident our solution will be the future of positioning. Thank you. Yes, that's the end of my presentation.
We may have the 5 minutes for the Q&A sessions.
Hi, this is Judge King Nai. May I ask about the accuracy? You mentioned about the 1 meter accuracies. So what
Yes.
are the sampling that you have been tested?
So we tested 3 environments, 9 pictures in total. We tested 3 different indoor environments. We tested in the library, just a normal office setting, as well as the last one is more like a shopping mall based environment. But then that is, yes.
So once again, how many pictures and the environment, 9 environments, right?
Sorry, 3 environments and then 3 pictures each. So 9 images in total.
Oh, 3 environment and 9 pictures. Okay, is
Yes.
it the case? Okay, so
yes.
Yeah, why don't you increase the size of the data sample? Because it seems that now it's quite limited.
Yes,
so, and
yes.
also, another question is, so in order to use your technology, it's required to have the BMI of the buildings, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so if you don't able to provide the BMI, then it actually cannot identify your location using your camera phone, isn't it?
There is another option for that. First of all, I just want to say BIM now is mandatory in Hong Kong since 2016. So then for all of the new shopping malls or hospitals, all of them already have BIM. Before 2016, they might not have it. There's a second solution to that, and that is we can have a LiDAR and camera to scan the indoor environment. And that way, we can also create a virtual reality similar to a BIM for our positioning system.
Yeah. Okay, great. I got it.
Yes, and for your first comment regarding to our data sample, why is it so small? It's because this is still a prototype and we don't have the entire system completed yet. So therefore, most of the steps are still manual. It's not automatic. That's why it's taking a longer time to do that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. This is KF Zhang speaking.
Yes.
I think your approach is very good. I just would like to understand a little bit more about your equipment. Do you need just cameras to do it and then upload it onto the cloud? Is that what you need?
Exactly. So you just need to have a smartphone with a camera on it. You take an image, it will send to the cloud. The cloud will automatically give back a position to you. That's just that simple.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. And but then people. Do you think you can make use of this technology to track COVID-19 persons under quarantine at home? Because we would like to understand whether they're at home, their own home, or other people's home. We would like to identify that. Do you think you can make use of this VR technology to do it?
Definitely, but then I think that might be into some privacy issues. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that as well. But I think it's possible. I think it's really possible to do that, to track. And it's also one of our goals in the future to track, monitor assets or people. Yes.
Okay. I think you started good. And yeah, I think you are right too in terms of the privacy issue. But I just would like you to explore for more on your business or commercialization part because you guys are smart and technical. You published in the IoT journal. This is a good one, as far as I know, which is very good. But you need to understand how to commercialize things. Can you just comment a little bit more on how are you going to commercialize? Do you have sufficient skill set in that with your team of people?
So 3 of us, we're not that, we don't have experience in marketing, I have to be honest. But then what our plan is to, well, first of all, we're collaborating with outside industry partners. For example, we're partnering with Huawei. We're actually working with them to design some positioning system for the outdoor environment. So then we already have these connections. Sorry.
They don't help you to commercialize.
Yes, but then we're
find somebody else as well.
Perhaps we have to look further as well. But then for our current goal, we hope to collaborate with some big companies first, because they're also providing indoor positioning solutions, and perhaps they might be interested in using these more effective solutions for their purposes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think just because we just have 10 seconds left, I would like to give you some other comments. Please try also think of other business application, because your assumption may not be too valid. In Hong Kong, particularly, BIM is required in the construction phase. But after the building is done, passed to FM, after those newly renovated infrastructure or kind of renovation, they may not reflect in the BIM model. They don't have it at all. So if your application rely on very accurate beam model up to day one, then it could be it could collapse.
Just a very simple question. You got 1 million already. Why do you need this to join this competition?
Well, no, we don't have 1 million. We don't.
Oh.
That is for our future goal.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this is something you.
Do I have some seconds to address the previous comments regarding to the map? Yes. So for the map, we're planning to actually use user images to update the BIM or the virtual reality, so that the more users, the more accurate the map is going to be. So then I think that addresses the issue of not up to date virtual reality.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So because we're constantly updating it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next team follow up is FIFA.
We have 4 more, right?
So for Max, please stop your screen share.
I will
Thank you.
join.
Thank you very much. So the time now is 5 minutes to start now. Please unmute your mic. Thank you.
Hi, we are FIFA, and we are looking at the world's economy about biotech. It may be falling back, but the world's economy may be falling back, but we keep biotech in check because we can notice the rise of biotechnology industry this year. For example, the job market, the physical capital, and also the projected global market, they are all in historical high. So we see a surging demand in this sector. And living in this generation, where biotech talents and ideas are much needed, we actually don't. We find that there is not enough emphasis in the primary or secondary school syllabi or in STEM resources in biotech. It may be in the coding or robotics, but it's not in biotech. Maybe it's rising. So now we want to. Have a solution, FIFA, as a biotech themed game app. So we aim to let students learn biotech in a young age. We want to nurture them by gameplay, and with their applied learning, we want to inspire them and build a community for these smart people in a smart city. So we simulate real-life health problems, and everyone can be bioengineers. They can make their own Frankensteins to apply the concept in gene therapy or in immunology. Also, we want to make the community, so we have a forum for them to exchange their game tactics and also discuss their ideas. We also have feeds for them to explain the biotech application through every game features. So, as we are aiming for these young students, we actually target their characteristics, including their interest in biotech due to the pandemic, and also we can see that they're familiar with gadgets, they download apps, or they enjoy their socialization in virtual platform. So our app can actually match their characteristics. So using Hong Kong as an example, there are already 700,000 people in year 2019 to 20. So we actually want to achieve 5% in our first year as a short-term goal, which is 35K. When we have this solid customer base, we can actually launch our second stage, which is the premium version. In the premium version, players can unlock more biotech elements, and also they can have the tickets to special events with collaboration with biotech companies. So speaking of collaboration, actually we plan to collaborate with biotech companies in Hong Kong, and preferably the companies in the HKSTP. So for example, they can sponsor events for our in-game competition or features, and also in our forum and feed, we can invite them to write feature articles to promote their product and also increase their public awareness. So if we have this, their help, actually we can make our business model more stable. So we look at our market. Of course, there are competitors, there are different gamified learning apps, but we treat ourselves as high quality education app because we simulate the real life situation very well with good 3D simulation. Also, in our team, many of us are from biomedical engineering major. So we have the good biotech knowledge. We can ensure accuracy of game content. we can also connect to professors or industry to make our content even more inspiring for students. Of course, we also have computer engineering major and business major students, such that our game development and business development can be stable. So, of course, our initial cost may be a bit expensive. We may have 500K for the initial cost, and also we have around 1,500K for the monthly recurring cost. But actually, with our business plan, we are able to make a stable business. In first year, we are planning to have a beta version, which is for crowdfunding. And for the second year, we can go through with more official release. And with the third year, after we attract 35K people, we plan to have a premium version. And also, we collaborate with more biotech company to have a more stable revenue. So to conclude, we want to inspire future biotech talents through our freemium app with a game forum and feed. We want to make biotech fun and approachable to students. It stimulates them to more biotech ideas and discussion. And furthermore, we want to nurture smart people for the smart city. We are FIFA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This Q&A session will start right away.
Hello, this is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. Do you have any competitors, and what's the difference? What's the differentiation between you and them?
Okay, so for our competitors, you can see that actually there are quite a lot of gamified learning apps. But what we are standing apart from them is most of them does not focus on biotech. Maybe they focus on surgeries or some medical devices, but biotech is the real next trend. As I've talked about in the beginning, maybe the current trend, you see many apps selling about coding or stuff. But after this pandemic, we're sure that everyone is more aware of the biotechnology. So our app wants to nurture students from this, and this makes us stand out from the other app. Also, if other competitors want to make biotech app, actually our team is also very capable, because from our BME major, biomedical engineering major students, we can connect with professors to make an even better game content, or to an industry where they can organize events to connect industry and the public.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Andrew. So thanks for sharing. I would like to know more about what makes you come up with this idea, and what do you or your team want to get out of this idea? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah. So for smart city, actually smart people is one of the major aspects. And of course, we are talking about STEM for quite a lot of years. And also we see the government promoting STEM in different level in primary school and secondary school. But we usually see that, as I've mentioned before, they're usually teaching something, either it is in the curriculum or it is just coding, but we don't even have enough biotech aspect of knowledge that we are teaching in STEM. And this is what I'm thinking, because, for example, in this pandemic, we see the doctors, they are standing in front line, they're doing very great, but usually in the back end, actually we see a shortage of expertise. So like here, you can see that actually we don't really have a lot of enough education in biotech. So that makes me want to build one to engage more young people to have a knowledge about biotech first.
This is King Nai. It's great to know that you are proposing something like education or gamifying apps for in terms of the biotech. This is great, because actually we can see a lot of e-learning kit or e-learning app. Okay, now, but for this kind of learning apps, we know that there are two key elements. One is the content, and the other one is how well, how interesting it can encourage the student to learn. While in this presentation, I didn't really see a specific content. You mentioned about the gene, this about that, but can you tell me more? What will it be? How does it look like? Because this is the key in your proposing idea.
Okay, so actually we want to boost their creativity, and of course we want to teach them knowledge. So first of all, they can actually build their own their own creature, and so why it is fun, because actually we have to customize their characteristic in their body, for example their muscle, their gene, their organs, everything, to solve the problem we created, which the problem is actually related to real life situation. For example, for night vision, in this slide we want to talk about how we can modify the night vision gene for them to have night vision ability. And also, for example, for this virus.
So, okay, I got you. So you are talking about creating some avatars with different genes and so on. Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you. That would be interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot my question, so I'll just leave it.
Okay. How is your team composition? Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Your team composition.
Yeah. Okay. So our team actually comprises of actually more than half are from the biomedical engineering major, and actually because some people may think that is it like too much, but actually it's never too much, because actually every one of us have their connection to both professors and industry. We have.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
So, screen sharing. And the next team follow up is CG. So you have now 5 minutes for the presentation. You may start the screen sharing first. And mute the mic. You can start now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, please start.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'd like to ask, how did you get your drinking water today? Was it through bottle delivery? Maybe just simply from the tap? Or perhaps you bought a special filter just to get the extra pure water? How about when you're on the mall? Chances are you've gotten your bottle of water from plastic. Who can blame you? It's probably the only solution available to you. I'm sorry to say, but this makes you part of the problem that plagues Hong Kong daily. 5.2 million plastic bottles are wasted every day. This means that you have a hand in destroying our fragile ecosystems and contributing to the global plastic waste problem. Today, we propose a twofold solution that tackles this problem at the source, the water source. What if buildings could generate drinking water from AC condensate? So in Hong Kong, we have a subtropical climate with hot and humid summers and mild winters. This means people in the city highly depend on air conditioning systems all year round. This supply of condensate water either leaks onto the street or drains onto the city sewers. In the summer, commercial buildings produce an average of 7,500 liters a day. That's 7,500 liters wasted a day. So in regions facing severe drinking water shortages, like in the Middle East, there's a rising popularity in research exploring water repurposing from AC condensate water. The research backs the edible potential of this type of water. Papers show that the water is actually safe distilled water until it reaches the collection pan. The idea is to implement a system of condensate collection pipes to existing and new building infrastructure. Then through the system of pipes, condensate water is collected at the base of the building in AC condensate tanks. The water is filtered for bacteria, solids, and other dirt by our system filters. Then the treated water is then pumped to the existing clean water tank. That is also pumped to the water tank on top of the building. This clean water is then distributed to the building through the multiple water dispensers. This way, people can collect water without primarily relying on disposable plastic. So is our product actually commercially viable? Well, of course it is, because our product is a non-invasive water recycling system that introduces massive long-term gain potential. First, the system helps commercial buildings get higher ranking green certificates for recycling and reducing carbon impact. This means commercial buildings are eligible for tax rebates of up to 100,000 HKD. Not only this opens up the door for better PR opportunities to carbon footprint concerned consumers. Furthermore, the system ensures future water security on a unit-by-unit basis. So this means buildings can now use the same electricity bill to produce both cool air, as well as clean water. Our initial target market is commercial buildings in Hong Kong, since AC units run year-round regardless of season. The Hong Kong Nexus houses around 6 million units. That's a significant chunk of potential water supply, considering how even small single units garner around a liter an hour. So what about beyond the Hong Kong Nexus? So there are around 1.9 billion AC units globally, top countries being the United States, China, Japan, and South Korea. So we are very ambitious to launch in these markets once gaining traction in Hong Kong. So by recycling the huge amount of condensate water, the citywide bill of 13.5 billion Hong Kong dollars can be further reduced. There's local policy-driven demand for water sufficiency. With risks of climate change and increasing per capita demand, the Hong Kong government has been pouring resources into funding local water systems. We believe that this product has potential to make a dent in the Hong Kong water problem as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We hope to gain your support in solving the water problem that we're facing, as well as plastic waste. Thank you.
Thank you. The Q&A session will start by Rain.
This is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. May I know, for existing buildings, how are you going to implement the system? How actually you are going to put that in use, and how much cost will that be?
Okay, so the figure that we're looking at right now, we've considered the material usage, right? So the pumps, the motors, the tanks. So that's coming to around 35,000 Hong Kong dollars. However, we still need to consider the labor cost, which we're still calculating. In terms of implementing on existing buildings, we still have to consider the different configurations of each building. So that's going to add to the additional cost.
How many pumps do you need for let's say a 30-story building?
For 30-story building.
And how do you actually collect the AC contents? I mean, from the existing building.
Hold on, could I bring my teammate who's quite specialized in this to answer this question? Tina, can you get this?
Okay, so about the pump problem, it depends on the infrastructure. And some building for like 34 building, they may have even more pump upstairs, like in the middle to support it. Or else the pressure is not enough to pump the water all the way up. So it depends on how many existing pump are there already. And we don't really need to move the existing pump. We just need to add the motor to push the water through the filter, and that will be enough.
Time is limited. I see from your picture, it is clear enough. So do you know how many existing buildings in Hong Kong has already the AC water tank installed already on the pipe, AC water pipes? Is it all the buildings already have that, or how many % of buildings have that?
So this is Harris, and I'd like to answer this question that already existing buildings do have their the AC water connected to the sewage, because that's a requirement in Hong Kong, and it's illegal to let the water drip out on the streets or anywhere else. So all the buildings already do have pipes connected to their AC directly, leading them to the sewers.
Okay, thank you.
This is Gary Jiang speaking. I may have missed some parts of your presentation, I'm not sure, and I don't know how many pumps or tanks or whatsoever you need. So that boils down to whether the budget is sufficient for your development or not. So first questions, and second question is, do you need a building to do this? Where will you get the building? This is the second question.
Okay, so I'd like to answer this question. The first question, that will our budget be enough? Yes, because we're not really changing anything in the existing infrastructure of the building, or we're not changing anything with the plumbing, because all the buildings already have existing water supply systems. We're just providing an extra source of water that will help them cover up and provide free drinking water to the people. Because our target market is commercial buildings and shopping malls, so they do already have existing pumps and water supply. So we only need at most 1 to 2 pumps, depending on the infrastructure of the building.
I hope I'm wrong. Normally, it takes a long time to get permission to use whatever facilities into the building. The administrative circle takes a long time. Take care about it, but this is a good project, I think. Yes.
Yeah,
So
but our
what about
image,
budget?
like
Do you
sorry.
need extra money? The team members here, do you think the budget here will allow you to do the experiment?
Yes, because our project, depending on the building, but it varies, like on average, according to our estimates, just the components and the equipment we require will cost around $35,000.
It's very well for you. So there's flexibility to do a larger scale or smaller scale. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I finish up here.
Okay, I have one very primitive question. How can you guarantee the water is drinkable? Is there anything that you have done to make sure that?
Yeah, we have already done a lot of research on the analysis of AC water. And basically, it's distilled water if the AC is regularly maintained. And for other places like old buildings, they may have some problem with their AC water. And for that, we may have to do evaluation on their pH or dust or any other problem to further decide on which filter will be more suitable.
Screen sharing, thank you very much. So the next team follow up will be the SimCity. So for CG, please stop sharing the screen. Thank you very much. So we have 5 minutes for the presentation.
Okay, hi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I will start. How about I will start from asking one question. Do you know how many illegal parking ticket is actually issued the last year? The answer is 2 million, which is equivalent to $640 million Hong Kong dollar net worth. It is not only a big burden to driver, but also a huge administrative cost to our society, right? So is it really because there is lack of parking space? We will let data to answer us. So according to government data and according to our survey and our researchers, indeed, we can see all regions in Hong Kong have recorded significant parking idle. So it is clear that there is actually quite sufficient parking spaces for driver. Indeed, what else caused that many illegal parking? After our thorough research, as well as a multi-district surveys to different drivers, we finally realized that the pain point is actually the price gap. Most of the region has recorded average parking fee far exceeds driver willingness to pay. And this is the reason why they're willing to take the risk and park their car on street illegally. So we can see this is the reason, huge high parking fee, out of parking space, etc. So how can we solve this problem? Therefore, what if we can offer a parking space to driver at right place and at right price? So therefore, we created SimCity. It is an intelligence parking system, combined idle tracking by IoT as well as Monte Carlo tree search, as well as a dynamic pricing algorithm, which is able to pair up driver as well as their car part at a reasonable price. So let's look at our user journey. This is a typical day for David, our test driver. And we can see David is actually on his way to have lunch with his wife, who is working at Science Park. And unfortunately, he's almost late. When he is almost there, he don't know where to park. Can you imagine how desperate he is? So now with SimCity, now he turned on SimCity and simply just let SimCity, which is our system, know where he is about and how much he think it is a reasonable price. Of course, the price, his price preference is already saved while he registers on our app. So it is to eliminate the steps he has to spend on our system at that moment. And yeah, David got his offer from SimCity, which is nearby him and at most reasonable price, thanks to our dynamic pricing algorithm. And finally, David happily accepted the offer and goes straight to the location provided by our app. And of course, he had a really good lunch with his wife, not only survived from a marriage crisis, but also saved our society or saved the traffic nearby Science Park as well. And And despite everything sounds magical, but it is actually built on a solid analytical method. First, we collect parking space status by IoT sensors deployed at different car parks, and then we rank their idle by Monte Carlo tree search. This is an advanced analytical method that we are using to provide a real-time status control. As well as finally, we receive when we receive requests from drivers, we will pair them up by dynamic pricing algorithm. And this is all run on cloud-based platform. We are a cloud-native apps, and you can see this is actually our UI. It is simple to use and very intuitive as well. With SimCity, driver will not need to suffer from trouble searching for parking anymore. And next will be how actually we are earning. This is how we earn. We all know the purpose of running a business is to create profit, right? But we hope to do better. We determined it for sustainable long-term growth too. Our revenue is from two streams, namely 2B and 2C. For the 2C part, it is simple. We charge commission from driver per deal closed with them. For example, when you accept an offer, we will just charge 15% on top of the parking fee. And for 2B, it is actually offered in a more structured manner. It is an end-to-end solution for landlord and property manager in Hong Kong. We charge subscription free per parking spaces under our management. And we aspire to expand at fullest in the first 3 years. We will start agile by working with individual car park partners, already having a API for our integration. And if the market responds well, we will expand our business to IoT manufacturer to produce our own IoT sensor. And 3 years later, we expect to see SimCity already completed Series A. So let's make it quick. Okay.
So we'll start the Q&A section. So may I invite our judges, please?
Yeah, hi, this is King Lai. This is a very interesting idea. And I think the key is about the dynamic price over done by the Monte Carlo method. So I don't really see why that the owner of the car park would like to share this kind of dynamic price offering system. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, actually, it's simple. It's all about how to incentivize car park owner, which means the landlord to share their space at lower price, right? So if you are the landlord, I'll give you two options. Rather you let your car park idle, not able to sell it out because of the price is exceeded the willingness to pay by driver, or you can sell it at a discounted price. I think in case you are, the answer is quite obvious, right? You try to optimize your as much as you can if you own a car park, because you can still earn more on top of being idle, right? So this is actually a first degree price discrimination, and this is how we incentivize different landlords to work with us and to offer their idle space for us at a discounted price, leveraging the dynamic pricing algorithm. I hope this can answer your question.
Yeah, I see. I got you. Yeah.
This is Andrew, but unluckily to me, that's not that obvious. It really depends on whether it's a buyer market or seller market. I don't know whether in Hong Kong, actually go back to basic. The problem, let me correct me if I'm wrong. The problem you would like to solve is I would like to have a space that I don't have, or I would like to park my car with cheaper price. Which problem you are trying to solve?
Actually, the major problem or the true need that we found is, or the major problem that we are going to solve is the illegal parking, the high rate of illegal parking in Hong Kong. And we do it directly, or let's say indirectly, is to let those illegal parking driver to park their car legally, right? So we transfer this part of demand into a paid manner, which is there are legal car parks, right? Official car parks, right? So how can we bridge the gap? Is we offer them with a lower price, as well as the parking space is nearby him. So this is actually try to make the whole thing more simple and intuitive. If you are a driver, you want to park, and you want to park at a reasonable price, not only low, but it's reasonable. And the price is agreed by the landlord as well as the driver. So this is what we aim to do, and our solution has been done to solve the illegal parking issue in Hong Kong.
Okay, that means if the final offer or the final matching is not reasonable to me as a driver, I will still go for illegal parking.
Unfortunately, I would say this is one of the limitation of our algorithm because, you know, I would say to make it more extreme, every driver want to park for free, right? So it is actually inevitable for us to control all the driver. But in reality, what if we can at least convert maybe 10% or 25% of those illegal parking driver into a legal manner is already a huge number because as I mentioned, that there is 2 million illegal parking ticket issued every year, equivalent to 640 million Hong Kong dollar net worth. So can you imagine how much it can help us to save for our Hong Kong government as well as save for driver or I would say to create more benefit for the landlords, even if we can convert maybe 25 of ideally maybe 75% of those illegal parking into legal parking. So this is a huge number, right? I would say this is what is our thinking in mind.
Thank you. Still have time. Okay, this is Caleb Young speaking. I would like to echo to Professor King Lai's questions on getting data. So some car park is from private companies, and do we have car parks from government? I think we do.
Yeah, we got a lot of car park from governments as well.
Sources. So how can you get data from all these different sectors? And I think you need to talk to government as well, because that might involve government policy, for example, on your so-called dynamic pricing or whatever. So can you comment a bit? And also, would you call your apps as a sim car park or sim city? Yeah, it's sim city. But I would like to park the car. So can you mention about a car, sim car, for example?
Okay, so please allow me to have an extra maybe 30 seconds to answer your question then. So for the first part, actually I'm a public policy researcher in Hong Kong. So I knew that government has urged in leveraging the technology in solving the parking issue in Hong Kong. And what we think is, first, we will go agile. We will work with car parks that already have their IoT sensor network in place, and we'll work with them for API integration, such kind of integration that we can go agile and go access light. And later on, we will work with hardware company with existing technology to develop IoT. Actually, parking sensor is not that difficult to make. Instead, it is maybe just a LiDAR or it is more like sensing an object in a space. So I would say this is not really a technical challenges for us at this moment. In the future, we hope to develop our own ecosystem in order to save the cost. So and for SimCity part, because it's just
So you may stop the screen sharing. Thank you. So the next team will be Pocket. So the time is 5 minutes. You can start now.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Vandela, and our team is called Parket. So our project objective is to provide free parking solution with advanced technology for end users and to increase spend, add new customer, and generate repeat business for local stores in Hong Kong. So the problem that we found is that it's difficult to find a parking space in Hong Kong, and there is a severe illegal parking, and the existing app nowadays doesn't offer a real-time map for finding parking and the specific facilities offered by the parking lot. And most of the existing app doesn't give parking time extended facilities. So the solution that we provide is that we would like to provide the app with the parking lot with vacancy and to help drivers to schedule a better route to the parking. So let me show you, here is the interface that we have designed. So the user simply needs to press on the prices that they want to choose the parking space, and then the app will show the information of the parking space, and they can just choose how many hours do they want to park and which payment type they would like to pay. So after that, they can the app will show the parking spot for them, and they can choose the specific spot for them. And after they have choose the spot, they can proceed to the payment part, and they can just simply use the payment code to go to their parking spot. And for the right hand side, this credit is talking about when the users have spent maybe they spend some money in a local store on the street, they can earn some parking credit, and the parking credit can be used in this app to park their car. So the target user, of course, is the drivers, also the parking lot owners, and the local stores owner. And the benefit is that we want to help the driver to schedule a better route to the parking lot, and they can able to pay with credit card or mobile banking in the app, and they can extend the parking time in their own mobile app, and they can choose their own type of parking slot on a specific parking area. And to the local store owner, we would like to collaborate with them and to increase spend, add new customer, and generate repeat business for them when the drivers had spent a specific amount of money, and they can earn the parking credit. So the technology that we use here is the first technology that we found is the tiny node sensors. So this sensors is to use in the parking space. The occupancy detection rate is nearly 98% and more. And the benefit is that it can resistant to harsh weather condition and is resistant to high mechanical constraint. So it can detect whether the space is occupied by the cars or not. And the second technology that we want to use is the GIS system, so as to read all the parking lot in Hong Kong. And when the users turn on their GPS, they can easily find the nearest car park and the cheapest car park that they want. And we believe that a good interface is very important in the sense that it makes parking easier for vehicles users to clearly see how the system can help them to find the best parking space. So here is some hardware and infrastructure provider that we have found. And for the finance part, so here's the cost structure of our app, and we have also calculated the social return on its investment, and the ratio is about 5.8 for the SROI. Yes. And we believe that the business model, the first part is to have the in-app advertising. So we will accumulate a sizable user base and gather information on the people interacting with the app. And we would, yes, and we want to have the collaborative business model with the local stores. Yes, here's the section.
This is Hamlet from Hong Kong Science Park. I have two questions for you. The first question is, you mentioned about booking the parking lot by the users, I mean, in advance, right? Yes. So what a lot of people book the parking lots and then it's all full, and then so the others cannot use it, or and then some of the users, they decided not to go there. So what will happen? That's the first question. Second question is, have you do any comparison with existing apps like that? Any competitors, and have you also looked at big developers like Sun Hong Kay? They already have their own apps for that. So what's the difference between yours and theirs?
Sorry, I don't really understand the first question. Can you?
The first question is, you have a function of letting the users to pre-book the parking lots. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you can imagine in Hong Kong, so the shopping malls are always full. So everybody goes to book the parking lot in advance. So it's all full already in the early morning. Then then is for the parking owners, for the parking space owners, it's good that everybody booked it, but it's not actually starting to get the money, and then they will lose the opportunity of the others coming here first to get into the space and use it. And then also there's a problem that some of the users, they book it and then they're not really going there to use it. So how do you address that problem?
So for the first question, I think that it's how we communicate with the parking lot owner. Like, do they want to share 50% of their parking lot with our app to for the booking part? So if they would like to use 50% of their parking lot for pre-booking, or 50% for real time for the real-time users to just directly get in. So it's how we communicate with the parking lot owner, I think. And for the second question about the existing app, because the main focus of this app is I want to also include the parking spaces on the street. So because there is about 69,000 parking spaces in Hong Kong. So I would like to our team would like to collaborate with this parking spaces and to have a collaboration with some restaurants or some stores in Hong Kong, so the users will willing to download this app and to gain some parking credits. Yes. And also for the existing app, I have found the app called Motorbike and Hong Kong Meter, and this two app is just helping the users to know where is the.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. I'll leave some time for the other questions.
Okay, maybe this is King Lai. May I have some question about your team composition? Because it's like your key focus will be a development of the app, and then can you give me some information about your team composition such that you have confidence to develop the app?
For me, I'm studying design and also environmental science. So I have previously done an app called Praise Hong Kong for Hong Kong UST. So for the app development, I think it's okay. And the next teammate is studying logistic engineering. So I believe we have this ability to develop this app. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is the end of the Q&A section. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So the presentation now is come to the end. So for everyone, so for the winner, we will call you. So please keep your mobile for full battery. So thank you everyone again. So thank you very much.